It appears that Kuro has listened in regards to the anniversary rewards. Let's talk about it. My name is Juice, and let's get into it. Okay, so, not long ago, Kuro Games put out a tweet addressing the anniversary situation, and to be completely honest, I'm quite proud of Kuro Games for doing this. They acknowledged that it was underwhelming, and I would say that acknowledgement is the first step on the road to recovery, so I'm personally quite happy about that. And they're going to give out 30 free total pulls, 10 for the standard banner, 10 for the weapon banner, and 10 character limited pulls. Now, does this totally solve the problem of there being 12 available characters to pull for in version 2.3? No, not necessarily. However, I'm still pretty happy with the direction that Kuro is going in here. They acknowledged that they messed up, and they even mentioned stay tuned for future announcements. So there is a chance that they may increase the anniversary rewards. I'm not sure by how much, but there is a probability of them doing so. I'm mostly happy about this because it means that they do indeed still care about player feedback, and they do still care about how we as the players feel playing their game, and how we feel about the rewards. As for how many more polls that I would personally like if they do choose to upgrade the anniversary rewards, I'd say throw in about 20 to 30 more character banner polls on the limited character banner, and then I'd personally think that's pretty good. Because then that would land us in about the 50 to 60 free limited character pulls range within 2.3, combine that with what we're going to be getting over the next week, and then that's about 70, which is only 10 less than being able to proc 50/50 once. I think it all sets a very good precedent. They're still going to be listening, and they're still going to be taking things into consideration. Now, granted, is there still room to be angry? Well, I would personally say, right now, I would just wait. It seems like they're cooking something. We don't know what, but they're cooking something. And I'd like to remind you that what they're giving out over this next week before the anniversary patch launches, that's just an apology for the disappointment of the anniversary. I think a good chunk of the uproar was definitely justified. I would say that if you were expecting at least enough polls to even proc 50/50 once on one of the banners, that's completely reasonable. If you were hoping to maybe get one of the older limited 5 stars, that's completely reasonable. We'll at least see what comes of all this. I'm happy that they answered our calls. I'm glad that they were like, okay guys, we see the issue at hand here. Here are some polls to hold you over until we can go and revise the situation. Now granted, the wording of that last statement, I'm not sure if that necessarily means that they're going to be improving the anniversary rewards, or if that means that going into future versions, they're going to be upping the rewards, or just what this particularly means, because it can be interpreted both ways. We want you to know that we are planning future versions with you in mind. Future versions, I'm not sure if that necessarily means 2.3, which is coming up soon, and they'll have something out about that soon, or if they're talking about 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, just, you know, the rest of Wuthering Waves is great future. Either way, I think it spells good news for the game, because either it means we get a better anniversary, or it means we get a better game on the whole. I just think it's a win-win situation. Now, does this remedy absolutely all of the anniversary disappointment? I'm gonna say, for me, it's put me on hold, in a sense. I want to wait and see what they're gonna do, because they've acknowledged it now. I think basically everyone was on the same page with the anniversary rewards being underwhelming. So now that we know that they're working on it behind the scenes, let's think, of all the suggestions that we put forward, which of them are reasonable and most likely to happen, and which of them are just not happening? I think a polls increase, that is probably the most realistic thing. Personally, I do think that some more polls are definitely in order, especially because we can still lose the 50/50 on all the character banners, and there hasn't really been any announcement in regards to boosted drop rates. There's also been some folks to suggest, hey, what if we removed the 50/50 from some of the anniversary banners? I think at the very least what would be good is boosting the drop rates of the anniversary banners, because that way, that is a cool banner-based benefit that benefits literally every player. Whether you're a free-to-play, low-spender, spender, doesn't matter, you are going to benefit from being able to get the limited characters earlier. You can still lose 50/50, but at least you're going to get the characters faster. And even just having the 50/50 removed for one of the limited characters that you pull for in 2.3, I would say that's completely within reason. There's also some saying that they think they should be able to select a limited 5-star character from 1.0. I also think that's completely reasonable. Mostly because Yinlin is not that impressive anymore, especially without Stringmaster. It's not like they'd be giving away this really omega powerful unit that is gonna break the game. She's definitely good, you can use her, she has her place, but she's not this meta-defining queen by any means. So, if people got to select her, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Now, Gion is quite a good DPS in my opinion. He's really good in Whimpering Wastes, and while he's only solid in TOA, his damage there is still very good, and if you invest into him well, he'll still clear all of the floors with ease. So maybe they'd be a bit iffy about giving away a free Gion because, in my opinion, he's still quite high up there in terms of meta value. But the general concept of giving away a 1.0 character doesn't really sound that stupid in of itself. I've seen a lot of people say that there should have at least been a standard banner selector. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it wouldn't really mean much to me because I've already got all the standard characters. I mean, I guess I'd take an S2 Varina because I have her S1, that'd be pretty nice. But it would be a neat little freebie. Either way, I think the most likely outcome is that it's just going to be a polls increase. I'm not really sitting here expecting them to launch a free limited 5-star our way. Now, if they did do that, I would be very shocked, like very shocked, but I don't think that's happening. And of course, we're not getting a free Zani. She is the main moneymaker of a 2.3 anniversary patch. I think that much should be clear and most people are aware of that. So where do we all go from here? I would just wait and see. Let's look at what Kuro is going to cook up here. And of course, remember to be respectful whenever you give your feedback to Kuro Games. In my opinion, they're being very chill and very open and honest by admitting that it was underwhelming and they are looking into solutions. I really respect them for that. We'll see what comes of it all. As for what I'm personally gonna do, if they give us a good polls increase, I will be satisfied and I will say, okay, that is a good anniversary. Not bad. They listened, our complaints have been addressed, we can all enjoy 2.3 now. However, if they totally blow my expectations out of the water and they come back and throw, hey guys, we are going to add this, this, and this to the anniversary, like all these things that you just literally would not have expected, then I will buy a max top-up pack that patch to support them. In terms of what would blow me away to that extent, that would be giving away an older limited character. Either that or exceeding my expectations in terms of however much they're going to inflate the poll count. Either way, I'm pretty happy that they're going to inflate the poll count in the first place, at least from the sounds of things. And even if they don't, the acknowledgement is there. I really want to emphasize how good that is. You could make the argument that perhaps we're celebrating a bit too early here, because, okay, great, we're getting a lot of extra polls here over the next week, but does that really address the anniversary and how there's 12 banners and how, no matter how many polls we're given here, it's not going to be enough to keep up with all of them? It's a valid concern. It's a valid concern. But for all we know, they could give us enough. We're literally just in a waiting period now. They said that we should wait and see. And I would say that the rewards they've given out, just as an apology, are quite substantial. Sure, 10 standard polls doesn't really matter that much for most people, but considering that you can get standard weapons with all of that, that's pretty good. All of the standard weapons are quite strong, especially Emerald of Genesis. 10 weapon polls, when you consider that the weapon banner is guaranteed, is very, very nice. And then 10 limited character polls, as always, is a wonderful freebie. So that is 30 polls overall that all have their own degree of value that can definitely contribute to your overall Wuthering Waves account. So if this is the apology, then what are they gonna roll out for the anniversary or for future versions or whenever it is that they're planning to drop this stuff? At least for me, this has restored my faith in Kuro. I was already still, of course, faithful in them. I do think that people that were saying, oh, the game is dead now were, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, a little bit dramatic. I don't think that one bad anniversary completely destroys the entire Wuthering Waves experience. Now, did it show a very worrying sign? Was it concerning? Absolutely. But it didn't suddenly ruin the entire experience of Wuthering Waves. And I do think that expecting a free Zani was just very out there. I don't think that would have happened. She is the main moneymaker of that patch. If Kuro wanted to give out a brand new free Renacita 5-star this patch, it would have been Shakona. And if they don't want to do that, well then, fair enough, I suppose. As for the skins, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care if they get a price reduction or if they become free or not, because the skins are cosmetic. They don't really affect your gameplay, with the only real way of them affecting your gameplay being you get to look at something different. You know, some funky new animations or something of that sort. Genuinely good on Kuro for acknowledging their blunder, honestly. I think that's absolutely brilliant of them. And now that they've made this mistake once, I highly doubt that they're going to make it again. Wuthering Waves is an absolutely fantastic game at the end of the day. Just gotcha aside, I think it's an amazing video game. So I'm happy to see that the developers, they're still passionate, they're still kicking, and they're willing to acknowledge when they make a blunder. Quite frankly, the best way that we were able to handle the situation was voicing our concerns. That's what we did, and look where we are now. We're in a better timeline for it. Of course, always remember to be respectful and kind to Kuro Games whenever you're communicating with them, and they will be respectful and kind back. There's no need to curse the name of Kuro Games or anything like that. We're all good, we're chill. Either way, good job, Kuro. I'm looking forward to the future of Wuthering Waves. I'm sure 2.3 is going to be a good time, and hopefully, whatever the rewards increases are, if we're going to get any of those, they'll be able to satisfy most people. I'm happy enough to give them a pass at this stage. They've acknowledged it, they're working on it, and I'll wait to see what they come out with. But what do you think about all of this? Has this acknowledgement quelled your rage? Or do you still feel unsatisfied with the current state of the anniversary? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, I have a ZZZ second channel. Head on over and subscribe if you're interested in some fun, silly ZZZ content. I'd also like to mention that I stream on Twitch. I stream once a week every week on Saturdays, starting from 3 PM UK time. Come along so that we can play Wuthering Waves, ZZ, and do some other fun stuff together. Hopefully this video was able to tell you how the anniversary situation has improved. This has been Juice, signing out. And the real way that they could make this the best anniversary of all time, you see, we got Carlotta and Changli swimsuit skins, so where's my Jiyeon and Brand beach skins, huh? I'm telling you, Kuro, I'll pay good money.